Hey guys, it's Erin, and it is time for another anime review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Angel Beats, also known as anime that turns Erin into a sobbing mess every single time she watches it. I know that I just did a first impression on this anime not too long ago, but I also finished it pretty quickly after I did my first impressions, and it's so fresh in my mind that I just wanted to get a review done of it. And I believe that all of you should know how amazing this series is. So let's get started. Also, I might be really incredibly lazy and might be using the same intro/summary that I use for my anime impressions. Taking place in a high school where people who had terrible lives must live until they've given up all attachments to their previous life, Angel Beats follows Otonashi, a young boy who wakes up and has no memory of who he is or what he's doing there or the life that he was previously living. Upon waking up, he learns that while he's dead, he can still feel pain in this limbo world, though death is more of a temporary inconvenience and not permanent. He learns this from Yuri, leader of the Afterlife Battlefront, aka the SSS. SSS is a resistance group formed to fight against God and the unfairness its members experienced in their previous life. The enemy of the Afterlife Battlefront is Angel, a seemingly harmless fellow student whose job is to keep the students in line and discipline those who don't want to follow the rules. AKA Afterlife Battlefront. Full of action, superb writing, and moments that will cause even the manliest of men to shed a few tears, Angel Beats excels as one of the best original animes in recent memory. Dear anyone ever who's been searching for an action-filled, hilarious yet meaningful anime, here you go. The plot's concept itself is intriguing and thought-provoking, moving audiences to evaluate their own lives and wonder, if we died tomorrow, what would we leave behind? Would it be anger? Or could we say that we led a fulfilling life? With poignant scenes that evaluate these very ideas, the anime knows exactly what it needs to be when it needs to be it. Unlike other series that attempt to do a little bit of everything and end up a gargling pile of poo-poo, Angel Beats manages to find a way to balance humor with the dramatic and action-filled fight scenes with quiet, tender moments. In a single episode, you can find yourself laughing till your side hurts and then crying like a spilled milk baby 5 minutes later. And the execution is so brilliant that the transition doesn't feel weird or strained in the slightest. The intriguing plot, oh god, I'm crying. The intriguing plot has been paired with a beautifully written script that, at its worst, gives you a little tightening in your chest, and at its best, leaves you an incoherent, sobbing mess of feelings. Well-thought-out character histories gain a viewer's empathy, while smooth plot twists connect the dots to a satisfying finale that contains one of the best reveals for an anime's title I've ever seen. From learning about Otonashi's sad past and his purpose of being in Limbo Land, to hearing one of the characters say, "No matter where or when I meet you, I'll fall in love with you," this series is guaranteed to make even the coldest of hearts shed a tear, or two, or 90. Oh god! I started thinking about the scene that I just quoted and it just... However, Angel Beats suffers from a serious flaw, and that is its length. Pacing that starts off wonderfully in the beginning is suddenly really cluttered, as so much information is shoved into the last half of the series. Plot points are brought up that feel random and forced, and compelling characters don't get the screen time that they deserve. In a series already full of tear-jerking moments, you wouldn't think that the lack of a few sad backstories was noticeable, but it totally is, because there's a huge build-up to them, and then you get nothing. Maybe the creators thought that people wouldn't be able to handle all the feelings and would explode and they couldn't handle that on their conscience. Because I can't think of any other reason why they wouldn't have had this series be longer. Except for maybe budget issues, but that's completely illogical. Angel Beats is an anime that would have greatly benefited from being another 13, 12, even 11 episodes long. But it isn't, and that makes what could have been a perfect series feel incomplete despite its otherwise stellar points. As for characters, like I said in my first impressions, this cast is quirky and memorable and far from dull, and continues to be that way throughout the entirety of the show. Setting the bar high for other animes in terms of relatability, Angel Beats' authentic, no-visor look at the hardships that these characters face will hit home with anybody who's experienced a dark time in their life. These characters have fun and smile, yes, but each one carries a burden of their past, an anger and bitterness that they fight against instead of coming to terms with. But for an anime that has such an exciting, unique cast, both main and supporting, it doesn't do much in terms of development with the majority of them. And again, this is because of how short the series is. And because the character backgrounds that we do learn about are so well written and heart-wrenching, it makes the audience feel that much more like they're missing out on something important. The animation is fluid and colorful. An impressive amount of detail has gone into the backgrounds and weaponry, while the character designs are unique and varied compared to other animes. Appreciation for the art grows as the anime progresses, building up to a breathtaking final scene that is flawless movement and beautiful coloring and enforces the emotional story even more. As for the soundtrack, the music easily supports the material of the show, fitting in well with the script and the pacing, and the girl band within the anime becomes a highlight of the series overall. And remember how I mentioned in my first impression that I didn't think it was that memorable? Well, that was wrong. Never again will I be able to listen. I'm crying. This is not cool. I'm just thinking about it. Never again will I be able to listen to that show's ending without ugly crying all over the place. Angel Beats isn't just an anime. It's a beautiful piece of art that will pull your heartstrings, make you cry happy tears and sad ones. Case in point, right here. The series has found a way to combine a sarcastic, witty script with action and battle rifles, and a deep, touching, moving story that will leave an imprint in your mind long after the final notes of the closing have faded. Angel Beats is available dubbed on Netflix and subbed on Hulu, and it's also available on Blu-ray and DVD. Alright guys, that is it for my review of Angel Beats. Thank you so much for watching, and I apologize about the tearful sobbiness. Thank you guys so much for subscribing too. I do not say that enough, so thank you for that. If you guys want to check out my Facebook and my Tumblr and my Twitter, they're all down there, buddies. That's it. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Everyone's gonna think I'm like that crazy eHarmony cat lady. I'm the crazy anime lady, you guys. HappiLeeErin. That's what my new name is.